Frustration, I guess, is the key word tonight as the Flyers drop a heartbreaker at home 3-2 to the red hot New Jersey Devils. Um, in a game where they played a very solid two periods, kind of, uh, I don't know, dipped off a little bit in the beginning of the third, but then really battled their butts uh, throughout this game. Picked it up in the third period. Another one of those fluky goals gets past Carter Hart, and it turns out to be the difference tonight as the Flyers fall 3-2 to the New Jersey Devils. Welcome, everybody, back to Clear the Ice here on the Edge of Philly Sports, the world's best Philadelphia Flyer post-game show this side of the Mississippi River. And I'm telling you, it is, because I'm still doing it. I don't know how many more of these are actually still happening. I'm your boy, Matty B, and it's a pleasure to be back with you on this Saturday night as we recap the latest disappointment and the latest loss and the latest frustrating, 60 minutes of hockey we just had to watch. And tonight, the Flyers kind of took it to a whole new level of frustration. And, let's get the platitudes out of the way. Let's get all that stuff out of the way before we get into this game. They battled yet again. They're just not built to come back in games. They're just not built to finish games. They're just not. They don't have the horses in the stable. They don't have the pistons under the hood. I don't know what else you want to. You need the kind of an analogy here is they just don't have it as a franchise right now to do these things, and it's a shame. It really is, because the effort that they're giving night after night, game after game, is certainly a hell of a lot better than it was last season. They just don't have the horses, and it was definitely on display tonight against the extremely young, talented New Jersey Devil team that came into this game looking to set a modern day mark in their history or in their franchise with 11 straight road games. They achieved that, but boy, the Flyers gave them everything they had and everything that the Devils could handle tonight in the loss. Let's head over to South Philly. Let's head over to the center and hear from John Tortorella, a very short and to the point post-game conference.
John, did this game have a similar feel to you to the first Islanders game, where you guys put in all-around strong effort and a few lapses kind of bury it?
Yeah, I don't think we had many lapses tonight.
You talked a lot before the game about wanting to come out and play a game with better structure. Where do you feel like you were able to?
We did.
I saw you talking to the referee after the disallowed goal. Did you guys see anything you could challenge for? Or was
No.
it just one of those?
No. Not win the challenge there.
What in your evaluation was the reason for the loss?
I'll leave that alone.
Are you happy with the effort tonight?
Yes.
He basically went on to go and ask them, or say to the media, that you guys are asking some stupid questions, because they are. The media is asking stupid questions. They're not seeing what I guess hockey fans see. This is a team that just doesn't have it. He's getting every ounce of everything he can out of the players that he has. They just don't have it. They don't have the type of player or players on this team to win. And that's as simple as you want to put it. And yes, you can blame Chuck Fletcher. You can blame Dave Scott. You blame Ron Hextall all day long, because at the end of the day, they're the ones who build the rosters. But we know the direction of this team. We know the plan this year. And get frustrated, get angry. But remember, at the end of the day, and look inside this thing. Try to look deeper into the wins and losses on with this team. It's not about winning and losing for the Flyers. It's not. Because we knew going into the season, again, I'm getting tired of talking about this and saying this over and over again, that this team was just not good. But there's a reason that they're just not good, because the Flyers are trying to go another way. They're blowing this thing up. And if you don't think that they are, then you're not paying attention. They're evaluating their players. They're finding out what exactly they do have and what exactly they do need. And they're going to move on from there. But unfortunately for us, the fans, we got to endure another 60 some odd games of this nonsense until we get to the end of the season. it is a competitive brand of hockey. It's a fun brand of hockey, but it's very frustrating. And the Flyers have to play literally a perfect game night after night, game after game in order to win. And they're just not, nobody can do that. I don't care if you're the 87 Edmonton Oilers, you're not going to be able to do that. And the Flyers are not the 87 Edmonton Oilers by no stretch of the word. So be frustrated. But understand what the underlining thing here, or the overarching thing for this team is. It's to get better in the future. It's to identify what we have now and get better in the future. Yes, what has taken so long, all this wasted time, all those are very valid points. All those are very valid points for you to get frustrated and mad about. But at the end of the day, that's what's happening now. So you should feel relieved. We are on the road to recovery. It's just going to be a very long, arduous, painful road. We're on it together all the way to the end. So 3-2 loss tonight. Flyers, Devils, man. And then there you go. Mark, welcome to the show. He said fire this month. Why, Mark? Give me a reason why we should fire John Tortorella. I want to know. and that goes for anybody that might be listening. Why should we fire John Tortorella? What has he done wrong? What has he done wrong? John Tortorella is doing a hell of a job. Because that's what John Tortorella does, right? And we've seen this throughout John Tortorella's tenure as an NHL head coach. He comes in, bangs, or blows the door up, lights fires under these guys' ass, and then gets them to a certain point, but then his shelf life does expire because after a while, these players get tired of hearing the same old stuff. And then he ends up getting fired. But he's actually really good at what he's doing with the Flyers. So why should we fire him? I want to know. Give me reasons. Give me A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K. You know the rest. Because I would like to know, because I think he is the perfect head coach for what the Flyers are undergoing. And I'm down with him. He's one of the best head coaches we've had in years. So kudos to John Tortorella. Hang in there. Battle every day. Teach them, learn them. And then as we get more players back, maybe it gets a little easier. I don't know. I don't necessarily think that's going to happen. But firing him is definitely not the reason, or not what I suggest we do. That is not what we're headed for. John Tortorella is going to turn this thing around eventually. It will not be this year, and it may not even be next year. But as long as we can get better, and if you look back a year ago, we are a better hockey team. We actually are. It may not show on the ice in wins and losses, but it does show on the ice in the other intangible things that make up a winning hockey team. They are a battling team. They are fighting their asses off. They're making a lot of mistakes, but they're fighting. And I really can't ask for anything more than that. So let's hop inside the numbers, shall we? Let's talk some scoring summary. The Devils would get things going after a scoreless first period. That's right, no goals. No goals played by anybody in the first period, but then in the second period, at 6:01 mark, my man, Fabian Zetterlund. I've mentioned this on the show before. Last year, and this is complete transparency because that's the way I roll here on my show, I had the privilege to work for behind the scenes for a season with the Utica Comets, and that is the New Jersey Devil AHL affiliate. Now, Fabian Zetterlund, along with a few other current Devils, were fixtures on that Comet team last year. Got to know Fabian pretty well. He's a good kid, really good kid, personable guy, would talk your ear off if you let him. Anyway, tonight he scores his fifth, got the scoring going for the Devils at 6:01. Assist from Miles Wood and Michael McLeod, 1-0 Devils. But then Travis Konechny would get the Flyers back even at 7:41 on the power play, man. His ninth of the year from Cates and Hayes, and that was what your score was heading into the second intermission. Then in the third period, the Devils would get right back out and get the go-ahead goal. Dawson Mercer, his sixth. They make it 2-1, and then at 6:56, Jack Hughes gifted a goal from Carter Hart, which seems to be a almost daily occurrence with Carter these days, as he seems to be giving away goals daily. I think it's 2 now that I can remember, back-to-back games. His 13th of the season. 3-1, and then Lucas Sedlak will get the Flyers back to a goal deficit 3-2 at 15-12 with his third from Travis Sanheim and Tony Delangelo. And then there was the goal that was disallowed late in the game. Morgan Frost jumping his way into the crease, interfering with Akira Schmidt, the Devil goaltender, and the goal was disallowed. You heard John Tortorella kind of address that briefly about why he did not review it. He didn't review it because it was not a challenge that they were going to win. Morgan Frost leaped into the crease. He wasn't pushed. He wasn't banged into. He leaped into the crease, which is it's not allowed, and he interfered with the goalie. So that goal was rightfully disallowed, and that's how the Flyers would go down tonight, 3-2. Number wise, let's talk about some of the individual numbers, or some team numbers, I should say. This is one of the reasons why this game to me was extremely frustrating. The Flyers outshot the Devils 33-18, the most lopsided shot total for the Flyers all season long. They dominated the play. They really kind of took the play to the Devils. It was a great game for the majority of the game. The Flyers had that lull in the third period when they came out of intermission, but for the most part, other than that, it was the Flyers game, and that's why these types of losses are so frustrating. Because typically, when a team outshoots another team 33-18, the team with the 33 usually wins. Not in the case of the Flyers, as we've already documented on this program. The Flyers now on the season, 719 shots for against 796, as they're definitely improved in that category now over the last almost going on 3 weeks. So kudos to them. The power play, Flyers were 1 for 3. Travis Konechny with the one power play goal tonight. Flyers now raised their power play total to 11 for 77, which still works out to a putrid 14%. But it's a good positive thing that we got a power play goal. It's been the first goal in a while that the Flyers have scored on the power play. So maybe that is a harbinger of some good things to come. And with the 3 goals given up tonight by the Flyers and 2 scored, Flyers have now scored 59 goals on the season and given up 82. And there you are, man. Your stars of the game, Miles Wood would get the number 1 star. He's a Devil. He had 2 assists. Akira Schmidt, the aforementioned goaltender, who, of course, I mentioned the Utica Comet ties. I know Akira as well. Good kid. 31 saves tonight. Good enough for 2 stars. And Travis Konechny, the 3rd star for your Flyers tonight. He had a goal. And there you go. On the goaltending side of things, Akira Schmidt faced 33 shots, gave up 2 goals, saved 31, a 9.39 save percentage. He was opposed by Carter Hart, who faced 18 shots and gave up 3 goals in 15, to save 15 for an 8.33 save percentage. So I don't know, folks. I've been very, very vocal about my displeasure of Carter Hart, and then let me backtrack. Not my displeasure of Carter, but my not understanding why we want to segregate Carter Hart as something other than what he is right now. He's an average goalie. He's nothing generational. We can go around this thing about the defense all you want. The defense is much improved this year. It's not great. It's not awesome, but it is a lot better than it was a year ago. But Carter Hart is still finding ways to give up some bad goals. And tonight he gave up another bad one. He turned the puck over behind his own net, which causes him to be out of position, and the Devils ended up putting into a wide open net. And again, he gave up a bad goal the other time. The last game, the hokey goal off the boards. Those goals can't happen when you play on a team like the Flyers, who are scrimping and scrapping for every friggin' goal they get. You can't have your goalie giving up goals like that. And for a generational talent in Carter Hart, 4 years into his career, I just don't think we should be seeing those anymore. Not saying to give up on him. He is definitely potentially trending in the right direction for this team. But to say that he's hands off for trade talks and hands off to be moved, ridiculous. At this point, I still maintain this. I think Carter Hart would do more good for this team if we traded him versus holding on to him as we continue to waste more and more of his years. So 3-2 Flyers go down in defeat. The Flyers next will be in action Monday night. So we got a couple of days. We got a night off on Sunday. They'll be at home as they will continue this homestand against your Stanley Cup or against the Colorado Avs. And Yeah, bring it on. So another test. This thing could get really ugly. I don't know. We'll see. But this is definitely going to be an interesting test for the Flyers as they'll face the Colorado Avalanche on Monday night. And folks, that is going to wrap me up. But let's talk some. Let's pay some bills, right? I got a special message here about the Sassy Massy Toy Drive.
Hey everybody, Joey from Edge of Philly Sports here. I just want to take a minute and let you all in on a very special thing that is happening coming up on December 9th. It is something, it's annual, it's something that is very special to all of us at the EOP Network. And this year we're getting involved, we're helping donate, we're collecting toys, but that's outside of everything. It is December 9th, 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. at 777 Sproul Road in Springfield, PA. It is the Sassy Massy Toy Drive. And of course, it's being presented by the Delco Group. Now, you know where it is. It's right next to the Staples, the Giants right there. And let's not act like you don't all know where the Springfield Ale House is. So come on by, drop off some toys, have a drink, some food, bring the kids. Santa's going to be there, reindeer, bouncy house. I mean, it is the whole, what they do for this thing is just top notch. And they bring it every year. And this year, we're asking all of you to bring it as well. This is the Sassy Massy Toy Drive presented by the Delco Group. They do a bang-up job. And they hand-deliver all the toys to the local hospitals. So you don't have to worry about any funny business. Because, you know, we don't like funny business here. So, again, December 9th, that is a Friday, 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. at 777 Sproul Road, the Delco Group offices, Springfield Ale House, Giant, Staples, you know what's there. Everybody come out and help. Thank you.
All right, that was definitely something you need to be paying attention and looking out for. Also, be paying attention and looking out for this guy right here, Dave Cherry. If you have any workman's compensation, motor vehicle accident, personal injury, or criminal law questions or concerns, give this guy a call at 610-565-0300. Tell him clear the ice. Matty B and EOP sent you. He'll take great care of you. Philadelphia Sports Trips, or Philly Sports Trips, it continues to roll on. The next trip is coming up next week in New York as the Eagles will go. It'll be the trip to the is it still called the Meadowlands? I think it is. Or no, it's not. It's MetLife. Hell, it's the Meadowlands. You know what I'm talking about. They're going to be heading up that way. Some Eagles Giants action on December 11th, and the home tailgate. Every home game over at the Gatehouse, aka the Navy Yard, should be one tomorrow. So head over there, check out some more about what they got going on. There's more. There's Sixers, Flyers, Philly stuff, and everything in between. Philly Sports Trips and Dolan's December to Remember got kicked off tonight with Ziggy and the Moondogs. Something going on pretty much every weekend this month. The Real Gones, the 50s and 60s rock and roll guys, they're going to be there tomorrow night. Or they were there. I'm sorry, they were there tonight. Sorry, and then Ziggy and the Moondogs were there last night. Got my date. It's been a long day, guys. It's been a friggin' long day. And then the Christmas Tavern Ackle Choir on the 16th with Jay Whaley. The Dirty Christmas Carols. Make sure you're in attendance for that. I hear it's really, really good. And don't forget, every Eagles games, you got $8 cheesesteaks and wing cheesesteaks, and then memorabilia giveaways. All this happening in Dolan at Dolan's, 24 East Sellers Ave in Ridley Park, PA, in the heart of Delco. And here we are, EOP lineup. We're getting to the end of the weekend. Today we had some Patterson Ave fanatics, and yeah, Frank Finnegan, I heard what you said. I understand, but you gotta get with your boy TK, and he'll tell you what happened. All right, so I'm a man of my word. I'm sorry, I had to go there. It's called out again. The tough cover, and then me clearing the ice with the Devils tomorrow. Devro Sports is the AM and the PM, or P, is it? It's the PM in the AM. Sorry, at 9 o'clock. And then you got all across all the time. Going to come at you at a new time, 10:30. I guess it's because of all the Eagles stuff we got going on, and we have you covered for everything Eagles Titans tomorrow, starting at 11 with our pregame. Then we got halftime and postgame coverage here on the network. Be sure to check it out and everything else that we offer here on the Edge Philly Sports. And welcome to Sherry's Tickets, our newest sponsor. Save 10% off anything sports, concerts, or theater tickets right now if you visit their website, www.sherrytickets.com, and enter the promo code EOP10. That is EOP10. You'll get an additional 10% off of other already really great tickets. Hard to find tickets, and then here's the most important thing: a family owned and operated business, which is always something you should support. No great prices and no hidden fees. That's perfect. That is Sherry's Tickets at www.sherrytickets.com. Head over there and check out everything they got going on. Folks, it's going to wrap me up. It's been a pleasure, honor, and a privilege. I will be back on Monday night after the Flyers and Avs, hopefully talking a victory. Oh, geez, what did I do? I forgot a segment, guys. Let's take a look at our boy, Connor Bednar. This is our nightly check-in on Connor, the outstanding now, this guy is a generational talent. Generational center for the Regina Pats of the Western Hockey League. And his numbers as we get closer every day to the potential of drafting this young man into the Flyers family. 27 games into his season. He's got 26 goals, 33 assists, 59 assists, 36 penalty minutes, and a gaudy, huge plus 12 on his plus minus. So we're getting closer and closer every day to potentially drafting Connor Bednar. But of course, there's some teams in the way, and we'll see how that all works out. So keep faith. That's what we got to do. All right, guys. That is going to wrap me up. I will be back on Monday after Flyers Avs. You guys enjoy the rest of your weekend. Go Birds, and let's go Flyers.